Start before you're ready. The Action Formula to Transform Your Life One Step at a Time by James R. Sterling. What if the only thing standing between you and your dream life is one small action you've been putting off? Think about it. What if the gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't as wide as it seems? What if it could all start with a single, intentional step? The truth is, we often overcomplicate change. We spend hours thinking, planning, and waiting for the right moment, only to find ourselves stuck in the same place, feeling overwhelmed and frustrated. Overthinking becomes the enemy of progress and perfection? Well, that's just another excuse to avoid starting. Here's the thing. Success isn't about grand gestures or perfectly executed plans. It's about action. Consistent, small, intentional actions. The kind of actions that may feel insignificant in the moment, but compound over time to create massive transformation. Think of action as a spark. It doesn't need to be big to start a fire. It's the small steps that ignite momentum, build confidence, and ultimately shape your reality. This book is here to guide you in striking that match, helping you turn your ambitions into achievements, one step at a time. Let's break down the barriers holding you back, uncover the simple formula for consistent action, and explore how to apply it to every area of your life. Whether you're looking to improve your health, build better relationships, or achieve career success, you will be empowered with the tools to move forward. Remember, you don't have to see the entire staircase to take the first step. The power of action lies in its ability to transform your life in ways you never imagined. So are you ready to start? Let's take that first step together. Chapter 1, Why Action Matters More Than Motivation. We've all been there, waiting for that perfect wave of motivation to hit before we start something new. A project, a workout, or even a long overdue conversation. But here's the truth. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for lightning to strike. It's unreliable, inconsistent, and fleeting. The real key to change? Action. Contrary to popular belief, action doesn't follow motivation. In fact, it's often the other way around. When you take action, no matter how small, it creates momentum. Momentum builds confidence, and confidence fuels motivation. This is how progress happens. The science backs this up. Every time you take action, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical associated with accomplishment. This positive reinforcement encourages you to keep going, rewiring your brain to crave progress over procrastination. Think of action as the spark that lights the fire. It doesn't have to be big or perfect, it just has to start. For example, if you want to write a book, don't wait for the perfect idea or hours of uninterrupted time. Write a single sentence today. If you want to get in shape, don't plan an elaborate workout routine. Start with a 5-minute walk. These small, consistent actions are the seeds of transformation. Over time, they compound, creating results far greater than any initial burst of motivation could. Let's break a common myth. Motivation is not the driver of success, it's the result of action. When you act, you create a feedback loop. Every step forward reinforces your belief in your ability to succeed, and that belief? It's far more powerful than any fleeting sense of inspiration. Here's your takeaway. Don't wait to feel ready. Start before you're ready. Action matters more than motivation because it's what turns intention into reality. So what's one small step you can take today to move closer to your goals? Take it now, because every great journey begins with that first step. Chapter 2, The Anatomy of Inaction. If action is the spark that ignites progress, inaction is the weight that keeps you tethered to the ground. We all experience it. Those moments when we know what needs to be done, but somehow can't bring ourselves to do it. So what's really going on when we procrastinate, overthink, or avoid taking that first step? The root of inaction often lies in fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or even fear of success can paralyze us. Perfectionism plays its part too, whispering that if we can't do something perfectly, we shouldn't bother doing it at all. Then there's overwhelm, the feeling that the task ahead is so monumental, we don't know where to start. These barriers don't just stall progress, they create a cycle of self-doubt that's hard to break. But the cost of inaction is higher than we realize. Every time we delay, we miss opportunities to grow, learn, and move closer to our goals. Over time, this can chip away at our self-confidence, making it even harder to take action in the future. Imagine how many dreams are left unrealized, not because they were unattainable, but because they were never pursued. The first step to overcoming inaction is understanding your personal barriers. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? Is it the fear of failure or the discomfort of stepping into the unknown? Recognize that these feelings are natural but not insurmountable. Here's a simple exercise to help. Break down one task you've been avoiding into the smallest possible step. If it's writing a report, start with the title. If it's organizing your space, tackle just one drawer. The goal is to shrink the task until it feels manageable, because small steps lead to big change. Inaction isn't a character flaw, it's a pattern that can be changed. By identifying the fears and beliefs holding you back, you can begin to take back control. Remember, the only thing standing between you and progress is that first move. So why not take it? Chapter 3. The Action Formula Unveiled. What if creating change in your life didn't have to be overwhelming or complicated? What if there were a straightforward formula you could follow? One designed to cut through hesitation and make progress feel achievable? That's exactly what the Action Formula offers. A practical, step-by-step approach to move you forward, one intentional step at a time. The formula consists of 3 foundational elements: clarity, commitment, and consistency. These principles work together to help you take meaningful action while keeping overwhelm at bay. Let's break it down. Clarity is the starting point. Without a clear goal, you're like a ship sailing without a destination. What exactly do you want to achieve? Once you've defined your goal, break it into manageable steps. For example, if your goal is to get fit, start with something tangible like taking a 15-minute walk each day. Clarity doesn't mean having the whole path figured out. It's about knowing the next step. Commitment comes next. This is where you decide to act, no matter how small the first step might be. Action doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be done. Think of it this way. You don't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. The act of starting builds confidence and shifts your mindset from indecision to empowerment. Finally, there's consistency. Real progress comes from showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Small, consistent actions compound over time to create big results. Miss a day? That's okay. Just pick up where you left off. Flexibility is key, but consistency is what transforms fleeting efforts into sustainable habits. Here's the beauty of the Action Formula. It's simple, adaptable, and designed to meet you where you are. Whether your goal is personal, professional, or somewhere in between, these 3 steps can be applied to any area of your life. Think of the Action Formula as your roadmap. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep moving forward. With clarity, commitment, and consistency, transformation isn't just possible, it's inevitable. So are you ready to take the first step? Let's keep going. Chapter 4. Starting small. The power of microactions. When you think about achieving a big goal, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. The sheer size of what you want to accomplish can make it tempting to delay, or worse, not start at all. But here's the secret. Big change doesn't come from massive, sweeping actions. It starts with small, intentional steps, otherwise known as microactions. Microactions are simple, bite-sized steps that reduce overwhelm and build confidence. Instead of focusing on the entire mountain, microactions help you focus on one rock at a time. They're manageable, approachable, and incredibly effective at creating momentum. Think about a common goal, like improving your fitness. A micro-action might be as simple as stretching for 5 minutes in the morning or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Over time, these small steps add up, making the larger goal feel not only achievable, but inevitable. Looking to advance your career? Start by spending 10 minutes updating your resume or sending a quick networking email. Interested in improving your self-care? Set aside 2 minutes to jot down something you're grateful for at the end of the day. The key is breaking your goal into steps so small that they feel almost effortless. Here's a step-by-step guide for using micro-actions to your advantage. Identify your goal. What's one area of your life you'd like to improve? Break it down. Ask yourself, What's one thing I can do today that moves me closer to this goal? Start small. The action should be so easy that it doesn't feel intimidating. Think minutes, not hours. Build momentum. Celebrate the small wins. Each completed micro-action reinforces your confidence and motivation to keep going. The beauty of micro-actions is that they work regardless of the size of your goal. They help you bypass the perfectionism and procrastination that often hold us back. And once you start, you'll find that one small step naturally leads to another. Remember, every monumental journey begins with a single step. Micro-actions aren't just a strategy, they're a mindset shift. It's not about doing everything at once, it's about doing something today. So, what's your first micro-action going to be? Let's take that step together. Chapter 5, Overcoming Fear and Resistance. Fear. It's the invisible barrier standing between where you are now and where you want to be. Fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown can feel paralyzing, keeping even the most ambitious plans from getting off the ground. But here's the truth. Fear is not your enemy. It's simply a sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone and into the realm of growth. The key is learning how to manage it, not avoid it. Fear often stems from imagining worst-case scenarios or feeling unprepared. What if I fail? What if I'm judged? These thoughts can create an overwhelming sense of resistance, making it hard to take action. But resistance isn't a stop sign. It's a signal that you're pushing against the boundaries of your old self. And that's exactly where growth happens. So how do you move through fear? Start with these tools. Reframe your mindset. Instead of viewing fear as a sign of danger, see it as an opportunity. Fear means you care about what you're pursuing, and that's a good thing. Remind yourself, I don't have to be fearless, I just have to be brave enough to take the next step. Practice mindfulness. When fear arises, your mind often races with what ifs. Use mindfulness techniques like deep breathing or grounding exercises to bring yourself back to the present. Focus on what's happening now, not the imagined future. Visualize success. Close your eyes and imagine yourself successfully navigating the situation you fear. Picture the confidence, relief, or pride you'll feel once you've taken the leap. Visualization can help shift your focus from the fear of failure to the joy of accomplishment. Remember, resistance is a natural part of growth. Think of it like lifting weights at the gym. The discomfort you feel is a sign that you're building strength. Each time you push through fear, you reinforce your ability to take action despite it. You don't need to conquer fear all at once. Start small. Take one step, even if it's shaky, and prove to yourself that you can handle the uncertainty. Over time, fear becomes less of a roadblock and more of a stepping stone on your journey to transformation. Growth isn't about eliminating resistance. It's about moving forward in spite of it. So what's one fear you're ready to face today? Let's tackle it together. Chapter 6, Building Habits for Lasting Change. If action is the spark that ignites transformation, habits are the fuel that keeps the fire burning. It's one thing to take a single bold step toward your goals. It's another to sustain that momentum over time. That's where habits come in. They're the invisible systems that guide your daily life. And when harnessed intentionally, they become powerful tools for lasting change. Habits shape your reality because they operate on autopilot, freeing your brain from decision fatigue. The trick is ensuring those habits align with your goals rather than work against them. For example, if you have a habit of procrastinating, it can block your progress before you even get started. But if you develop a habit of tackling one small task each morning, you build momentum that carries you forward. So how do you create habits that support your success? Start here. Replace, don't eliminate. It's hard to simply stop a bad habit, but you can replace it with a positive one. For instance, if you tend to scroll on your phone first thing in the morning, swap it out with a habit of writing down 3 intentions for the day. Use habit stacking. Build new habits onto existing ones. For example, if you already have a morning coffee routine, stack a 5-minute meditation onto it. You're more likely to stick to a new habit when it's connected to something familiar. Leverage triggers. Triggers are cues that remind you to take action. Set visual reminders, like sticky notes on your desk, or time-based cues, like a nightly alarm to journal your progress. Start small. Massive changes don't happen overnight, but small, consistent actions build momentum. Commit to micro actions, like reading one page of a book or doing 5 push-ups, and let them grow naturally. The connection between habits and long-term success is clear. What you do consistently matters more than what you do occasionally. By replacing unproductive habits with positive, action-oriented ones, you're laying the groundwork for lasting transformation. The best part? Over time, these habits become second nature, making growth feel effortless. Remember, you don't need to overhaul your entire routine all at once. Focus on one habit at a time and watch how small shifts lead to big changes. What's one habit you can start building today? Let's get to work. Chapter 7, the momentum effect. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces for success. Think about it. The hardest part of any journey is taking the first step. Once you start moving, each subsequent step feels easier, and before you know it, you're making progress without overthinking. That's the momentum effect, a cycle where action builds confidence, which fuels more action, creating exponential growth over time. It all starts with small wins. Celebrate them, no matter how minor they seem. Did you finally send that email you've been procrastinating on? That's a win. Did you take a 10-minute walk to boost your health? That's a win too. Acknowledging these moments creates a positive feedback loop, reinforcing the belief that you're capable of making progress. Confidence builds with each victory, and that confidence inspires bigger steps. Momentum has a compounding effect, much like interest on a savings account. One small effort leads to another, and soon your results start multiplying. For example, committing to writing 200 words a day might not seem like much at first, but in a month, that's 6,000 words, a solid foundation for a book. The more you invest in consistent effort, the more you reap exponential returns. But what about setbacks? They're inevitable, and momentum can feel fragile when things go wrong. The key is to treat setbacks as detours, not dead ends. Here's how to keep moving forward. Focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate what you've done so far instead of fixating on what went wrong. Reframe setbacks as lessons. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And use it to adjust your approach. Reignite the spark. When motivation wanes, revisit your why. Remind yourself of the bigger picture and the goals that drive you. Momentum isn't about being perfect, it's about persistence. Small actions build confidence, and confidence fuels bigger actions. Before long, you'll find yourself in a flow state where progress feels natural. Embrace the journey and trust that every step, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goals. What's one win you can celebrate today? That's how you keep the momentum alive. Chapter 8, taking action in every area of life. Action isn't limited to one aspect of life. It's the key to unlocking progress and fulfillment in every area. When you apply the action formula, clarity, commitment, and consistency, you create meaningful change, whether it's in your health, relationships, career, or personal growth. Let's explore how you can take small but powerful steps in each area. Health and fitness. Improving your health doesn't require an all-or-nothing approach. Start small. If your goal is to get fitter, begin with a 10-minute walk daily or swap sugary snacks for healthier options. The key is consistency. Each small step builds a foundation for long-term habits. Exercise. Write down one small health action you'll commit to this week. Make it realistic and measurable, like drinking 8 glasses of water daily or stretching for 5 minutes before bed. Relationships. Strong relationships thrive on effort and intention. Whether it's a romantic partner, friend, or family member, small acts of connection go a long way. Send a thoughtful text, plan quality time, or simply listen without distraction. Exercise. Reflect on one relationship you want to improve. What's one small action you can take today to show care or appreciation? Career and finances. Taking action in your professional life can feel overwhelming, but breaking it into micro actions simplifies the process. Update your resume, reach out to a mentor, or spend 20 minutes learning a new skill. For finances, start with creating a budget or setting up an automatic savings plan. Exercise. Identify one professional or financial goal. What's the next smallest step you can take toward achieving it? Personal growth and mindset. Growth begins with self-awareness. Daily journaling, affirmations, or meditation can help shift your mindset and build resilience. Even dedicating 5 minutes to gratitude each morning can transform your perspective. Exercise. Write down one limiting belief you want to overcome and one empowering thought to replace it. The beauty of the action formula is its flexibility. It works no matter where you apply it. Choose one area of your life, take a single step today, and watch how that small action sets the stage for bigger changes. Progress isn't about doing it all at once, it's about doing something now. Chapter 9, Handling Setbacks and Staying Resilient. Setbacks. We all face them, and yet they can feel like the end of the road when they happen. But here's the truth. Setbacks aren't failures. They're stepping stones, opportunities to learn, adjust, and come back stronger. The key isn't avoiding challenges, but learning how to navigate through them with resilience and determination. First, let's normalize setbacks. Everyone, no matter how successful they seem, encounters obstacles. It's part of the process. Progress isn't a straight line. It's a journey filled with twists, turns, and detours. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up lies in perspective. When you see setbacks as feedback rather than failure, you empower yourself to keep moving forward. When setbacks happen, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? Is there something I can do differently moving forward? Have I been too rigid in my expectations? Use these reflections to adjust your approach. Flexibility is key. Maybe your original plan needs a tweak, or perhaps the timeline you set was unrealistic. Adjusting doesn't mean abandoning your goal. It means finding a better path to get there. Recommit to your goals with clarity and focus. Think back to why you started in the first place. Revisit the small steps and micro actions that initially built your momentum. Sometimes going back to basics is the best way to reignite progress. Consider this. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His persistence eventually led to the invention of the light bulb, a breakthrough that changed the world. Like Edison, your setbacks are part of your success story. Remember, resilience isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about rising each time you're knocked down. The path to transformation isn't perfect, but it's worth it. Keep moving forward. Your journey is far from over. Your life one step at a time. Here's the truth. The power to change your life has been with you all along. It's not about grand gestures or perfect timing. It's about clarity, commitment, and consistency. These simple but profound pillars form the foundation of transformation. Throughout this journey, we've explored how action, no matter how small, has the power to break through fear, overcome resistance, and create momentum. We've talked about starting with micro actions, building habits, celebrating wins, and staying resilient through setbacks. The formula is simple, but its impact is life-changing. The beauty of this process is that it's accessible to everyone. Change doesn't require a massive leap. It starts with a single step. That step might be as small as writing down a goal, making a phone call, or taking 5 minutes to focus on your breathing. What matters is that you begin. Transformation is not reserved for the extraordinary. It's available to anyone willing to take action. Every small, consistent effort compounds over time, creating shifts that lead to big results. Remember, progress isn't about perfection. It's about showing up again and again, one step at a time. So here's my challenge for you. What's one step you can take today? Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Whether it's sending an email, going for a walk, or setting an intention for the day, take that step. You have everything you need within you to create the life you've always imagined. Trust the process, commit to your vision, and watch as your actions ripple outward, transforming not just your life, but the lives of those around you. The path ahead is yours to shape. Start now. Your transformation begins today. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery. If you found value in today's content, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more empowering audiobooks and insights. Make sure to check the description below for more information, links to our other content, and ways to stay connected with us. Your journey within starts here. Let's grow together. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and stay inspired.